There is no doubt in saying that Star Wars The Last Jedi was the very film that created a great divide between many Star Wars fans around the world, and how they had a lot of issues with, of course, how Luke Skywalker was portrayed by writer and director Rian Johnson, and of course how Lucasfilm's Kathleen Kennedy made a lot of creative choices for that movie. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you are new to the channel for future Star Wars content. Now, one thing about the future of Star Wars is that, of course, Bob Chapek, the new Disney CEO, in case you guys have not heard, he has now taken over Bob Iger, the previous CEO of Disney. Things are changing over at Marvel, Lucasfilm, Disney, etc. overall. That's really going to propel the fans into a better future of Star Wars. Now, when you look at the Star Wars franchise, obviously a lot of fans have had a lot of issues with the character of Luke Skywalker, how he was used in the movie, the death of Snoke, and how specific plot elements were all out of the place with The Last Jedi, and how that also had a negative impact on the future of the Star Wars franchise by Disney and Lucasfilm, and exactly where it was really all going. Now, with that being said, Kathleen Kennedy, we do know that she no longer has creative control over at Lucasfilm for any of the existing projects in the early development phase, which I think is a great thing. I think it really is a sign of good things to come in the future. Now, Bob Chapek, what's really great about him is that there is a big plan in place to restart The Last Jedi in several ways. Where, of course, now that both Disney and Lucasfilm are finished with The Rise of Skywalker, they are focused on the new Star Wars universe, as well as their new trilogy of films that will be released in the near future. It's explained that currently Disney and Lucasfilm have a plan in place to create a better future for Star Wars, and to reunite the fans around the world. One of the big plans into doing this has to do with the new Disney CEO, Bob Chapek, to provide Lucasfilm a direction to go for their new Star Wars universe. It's explained that one of the big plans by the new Disney CEO is to restart The Last Jedi, and actually has to do with Chapek bringing on creators Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni to make creative choices for the new Star Wars universe. It's noted that early work has already started on retelling The Last Jedi in many different ways for the fans around the world, and that Chapek is allowing Filoni and Favreau to have a say in the matter of how some of the deleted scenes from the film will be placed into a newer version of The Last Jedi that will actually be exclusive to Disney Plus only. Now, it's explained that this plan by Bob Chapek is to try and satisfy the fans who had major problems with the middle film of the trilogy, and how it was the very film that caused a great divide between Star Wars fans around the world. Not just that, but that they also have a series of books, novels, and comics that will retell the film in several ways, and that Chapek wants an animated short series for Disney Plus to also retell aspects of The Last Jedi. This most likely will be a 2D animated series rather than 3D. So, the thing about Chapek, alright, we do know that he seems to be more ambitious than Bob Iger, at least from what I can see. The fact that he is either trying to do this as an act of desperation to really save Star Wars, or this could very well be a genuine move for the Star Wars fans to satisfy, what has been around for decades upon decades. So, when we look at what George Lucas created back in 1977, there's obviously a difference with Disney's Star Wars. A lot of fans either really despise what Disney is doing, and there's other fans that actually rather enjoy what Disney is doing. So, we do know that a lot of the hardcore fans out there have a lot of issues with these new movies and what actually happened with The Last Jedi. That was really the big thing, right? It wasn't necessarily The Force Awakens. It wasn't really Rogue One at all. It was all The Last Jedi. That was the major movie that really caused a lot of fans to realize that Disney Star Wars wasn't really heading in the direction that it really should be heading in. So now with Bob Chapek, with this plan to restart The Last Jedi by having Filoni and Favreau on board and making creative choices of how they're going to retell The Last Jedi in these books, these novels, these comics, etc., and not just that, but also we're going to be getting a different cut of the film that's going to be actually somewhat involved with Favreau and Filoni to make specific choices on how that actual cut should be made for, of course, next year, 2021, where this cut will be exclusive to Disney Plus. Now, that's the one thing that I seem to disagree with, is that I feel that this should be something that should be put on Blu-ray rather than just Disney Plus. I don't understand, why it has to only be exclusive to Disney Plus. Obviously, it seems like a way for them to gain subscriptions or for a lot of fans to really join Disney Plus for a reason to enjoy Star Wars material. However, what I say is this, is that if there's a lot of fans out there upset with the film, and if you're going to fix aspects of that, you shouldn't necessarily have to pay a subscription a month to just get a look at exactly what it's really like. That's why I feel it should be put on disc, or at the very minimum, if they really wanted to, they could just stream it on a website, for example. Now, with that being said, guys, like I say, I mean, what do you think about Disney Star Wars overall? You know, what do you think about the future with Bob Chapek and the new creatives coming on board? Drop a comment below, let me know what you think about all of that, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.
From night to moon we hear them moans again.